Now to our continuing coverage of Decision 22. When you head to the polls for early voting or on Election Day, there will be one statewide proposal on the ballot you need to know about.
It's called the Clean Water, Clean Air, and Green Jobs Environmental Bond Act. 2 on your side's Andy Payton is live at the Erie Basin Marina with the latest from those both for and against the proposal. Andy?
Yeah, Scott and Mary Alice, here in Western New York, voters could enact an environmental bond act for the first time in 26 years. But while some voters see this as a golden opportunity, some think it could be detrimental to the state's economy. Turning on your faucet, sending your kids to school, and visiting Lake Erie all have a place on Western New Yorkers' ballots this election, as voters will cast their vote on the Environmental Bond Act that would allow the state to borrow $4.2 billion for environmental projects.
We throw this term around pretty loosely, but this is truly a once-in-a-generation opportunity for the voters to go to the ballot and demand significant investments in clean water, clean air, and green jobs for New York State.
A once-in-a-generational opportunity that's caused environmental justice leaders from around the region to come together this evening and encourage voters to vote yes, so that Western New Yorkers can see cleaner water, less air pollution through zero-emission school buses, and new renewable energy projects, while also creating 100,000 jobs across multiple sectors without raising taxes.
It does create jobs. It does create good-paying jobs. It will help families sustain themselves. It actually expands the economy, stimulates the economy, and makes it a better economy for ordinary working class people.
But the positive impacts of these projects isn't what's in question. It's the timing, as many voters just can't seem to fathom the need to add to the state-related debt that already sits at $62 billion and is expected to climb 42% by 2017, according to James Hanley.
Especially with the spending spree that the state went on in this last legislative session. We're going to have a hard time paying for everything we've already committed to in coming years, barring some very good economic times.
But to some, it's well worth the price, as they say these issues are only going to become worse and more expensive to fix over time.
Ultimately, we can't afford not to make this investment. So again, I encourage all the voters, flip over that ballot and vote yes on Prop 1.
To give you an idea of where voters stand on this right now, take a look at this latest Siena poll here that shows those in favor are 28 points ahead of those against it right now. But as you guys can see, there are still a lot of undecided voters, so we'll have to see how this one shakes out. Live in Buffalo tonight, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.